Welcome to FACT-ory. Now strap in and get ready for 50 absurd random facts that you won't believe. Let's go. Number 1. Although we often think of gravity as a constant force holding everything down, it isn't evenly distributed across the Earth. A notable example is in Hudson Bay, Canada, where gravity is slightly weaker than in other regions. This anomaly is due to ancient glaciers that once compressed the land. Even after melting thousands of years ago, the Earth's crust hasn't fully bounced back, leaving the area with less mass and weaker gravitational pull. Number 2. Gravity varies not just in Canada but also over the Indian Ocean. There exists a strange dip known as the Indian Ocean geoid low, where the sea level is measurably lower than in surrounding areas. This isn't due to currents or tides, it's because the gravitational force is weaker. Scientists suspect this is caused by an old tectonic plate that sank beneath the Earth's surface, altering the planet's internal mass in that region. Number 3. Mount Chimborazo in Ecuador is not the world's tallest mountain by elevation, but it is the farthest point from Earth's center, due to the planet's equatorial bulge. Because the Earth is slightly flattened at the poles and wider at the equator, Chimborazo's location makes its summit farther from the core than Everest. Number 4. Mosquitoes, long considered simple pests, are actually more intelligent than we give them credit for. A study using a mosquito flight simulator revealed that these insects can remember scents associated with certain people. They tend to return to individuals whose blood they prefer. More fascinatingly, they can recognize people who swatted at them and will avoid those individuals later. Number 5. In a quirky case from Greece, a 28-year-old man was arrested for repeatedly sneaking into his neighbor's properties, not to steal valuables, but to sniff their shoes. After several late-night incidents, police finally caught him with his nose buried in a row of footwear. In court, he admitted he couldn't explain his obsession and felt embarrassed. The court sentenced him to therapy, acknowledging that while his actions were strange, they weren't violent. Number 6. Despite the world producing enough food to feed everyone, millions still go hungry due to poor distribution, not scarcity. Wars, weather disruptions, and even social inequality interfere with food reaching those who need it. Organizations like the World Food Program emphasize that solving hunger is less about growing more and more about logistics, cooperation, and eliminating waste. Number 7. While anti-disestablishmentarianism is often cited as the longest English word, it's nowhere near the true record holder. That title goes to the full chemical name for the protein titin, which contains 189,819 letters. If you tried to pronounce the entire word out loud, it would take over 3 hours to complete. Because of its extreme length, scientists simply refer to it as titin. Number 8. Flying fish are impressive, but flying squids take things to another level. In Japan, researchers found that some squid species can launch themselves out of the water and glide up to 30 meters. They achieve this by propelling themselves with a burst of water, then spreading their fins and arms to catch the air. Number 9. In a scientific breakthrough that sounds like science fiction, researchers in Tokyo developed a kind of living skin for robots. This biohybrid material is made from real human cells, layered over a robotic frame. The result is skin that can move and stretch, enabling robots to make facial expressions like smiling. Future goals include adding sweat glands, wrinkles, and even self-healing abilities, advancements that could revolutionize robotics and deepen our understanding of human skin. Number 10. Tears can actually reveal a person's emotional state beyond just signaling sadness. According to some studies, tears that come from the right eye first are often associated with joy, while those from the left eye may be linked to pain or sorrow. Number 11. One of the oddest artifacts in the Henry Ford Museum is a sealed test tube said to contain inventor Thomas Edison's last breath. As the story goes, Henry Ford, a close friend of Edison's, asked Edison's son to capture this final breath as a keepsake. After Edison died in 1931, a test tube was sealed with paraffin and given to Ford, who believed it preserved something of his friend's essence or spirit. Number 12. The world's oldest known joke proves that toilet humor is truly timeless. Discovered on a Sumerian tablet from ancient Mesopotamia, the joke dates back to around 1900 BCE and reads, "Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. It's a reminder that even thousands of years ago, people found crude humor entertaining, and perhaps not much has changed after all. Number 13. Spiders aren't just skilled hunters. They may also be color critics. For years, scientists thought spiders relied solely on movement and vibrations. But recent studies from the University of Cincinnati show that some species actually respond strongly to color. Female wolf spiders, for example, were more attracted to males with bright colors. Number 14. These days, digital money dominates global transactions. While it might seem like coins and bills still matter, they actually represent only about 10% of the total money in circulation worldwide. The remaining 90% exists digitally, in bank servers and online systems. However, digital currency isn't the same as virtual currency like Bitcoin. The former refers to electronic forms of traditional money, while the latter is decentralized and not government-issued. Number 15. The earliest known recipes in human history come from ancient Mesopotamia and were discovered on clay tablets dating back over 4,000 years. These ancient instructions include ingredients for various stews and broths, though they lack detailed cooking steps. Scholars believe the readers already knew the proper techniques. Yale University researchers have even attempted to recreate some of these dishes, with mixed results. Some were surprisingly delicious, while others were nearly inedible. Number 16. Bees seem to share our love for caffeine. About 55% of flowering plants naturally produce caffeine in their nectar, and bees are drawn to it. In one study, bees that consumed caffeinated nectar danced more vigorously upon returning to their hive, signaling to others that the food source was exceptional, even if it wasn't. Number 17. When a small fire broke out on Southend Pier in England, a quick-thinking visitor named Thomas Watson became an unlikely hero. With the fire department still en route and smoke rising, Watson extinguished the flames in a highly unconventional way, by urinating on them. His fast action prevented the fire from spreading across the wooden planks, and by the time firefighters arrived, the danger was already handled. He's a local legend now. Number 18. You might assume lemons and limes behave the same in water, but they don't. If you drop them in a glass, you'll notice that lemons float while limes sink. This surprising difference comes down to density. Although they're similar in size and shape, limes are denser due to their composition, including thicker rinds and less air inside. So next time you make a drink, remember, lemons bob, but limes take the plunge. Number 19. In 1896, a short-lived monarchy led to the shortest war in recorded history, the Anglo-Zanzibar War. Sultan Khalid bin Bargash attempted to seize the throne of Zanzibar, but the British opposed his rule. Just 38 minutes after the conflict began, British naval forces bombarded the palace, and Khalid fled. The war ended almost as soon as it started, making it a bizarre but true historical event that barely gave anyone time to react. Number 20. In Sweden, skiers can satisfy their hunger without removing their gear at a special McDonald's known as McSky. Located in the ski town of Lindvallen, this fast food spot has a ski-through window where visitors can glide up, place an order, and eat without ever taking off their skis. Opened in 1996, McSki has become a beloved novelty, offering a hot meal right on the slopes for cold, hungry adventurers. Number 21. In a bizarre case of zoo deception, a Cairo zoo once passed off a painted donkey as a zebra. A visitor took a photo of the suspicious animal and shared it online, sparking viral outrage. Experts quickly noticed telltale signs: long ears, a small frame, and smudged stripes. Despite the overwhelming evidence, the zoo director insisted it was a real zebra. This wasn't Egypt's first striped scandal. Another zoo admitted to a similar trick in 2009. Number 22. Robert De Niro is known for his method acting, and his preparation for Taxi Driver took it to the next level. To truly embody Travis Bickle, he actually earned a New York City taxi license and drove a cab around the city. He did this during breaks from filming another movie, 1900. His commitment to authenticity helped shape one of cinema's most iconic characters and remains a gold standard in immersive acting. Number 23. In 1994, Bill Gates made headlines when he purchased the Codex Leicester, a scientific manuscript by Leonardo da Vinci, for $30.8 million. This 72-page document, filled with sketches and theories on water motion, astronomy, and geology, became the most expensive book ever sold. Gates later had the manuscript digitally scanned, making Da Vinci's genius accessible to people worldwide. It's a rare fusion of Renaissance brilliance and modern technology sharing ideas across centuries. Number 24. Before it became a brunch favorite, the avocado had a far less glamorous name: the alligator pear. Early marketers dubbed it so because of its bumpy skin and pear-like shape. However, by the 1920s, the fruit underwent a rebranding to make it more appealing to consumers. Avocado was easier to market, and the fruit's popularity soared. Today, it's hard to imagine guacamole being advertised with something called an alligator pear. Number 25. A world record domino attempt in Germany was unexpectedly ruined by a fly. A team had meticulously arranged over 600,000 dominoes in a gymnasium, aiming to break several records in one go. But before the final setup was ready, a single fly landed on a miniature domino, triggering a premature collapse. The chain reaction destroyed hours of work in seconds, leaving the stunned team with no time to rebuild before their scheduled attempt. Number 26. Despite covering over 70% of the planet, only about 2.5% of Earth's water is fresh, and most of that is trapped in glaciers or underground. Even less is readily accessible for human use. This tiny fraction supports all agriculture, drinking needs, and sanitation. With pollution and climate change affecting these limited reserves, the challenge of managing fresh water becomes critical. Water might seem abundant, but what we can actually use is surprisingly scarce. Number 27. Since its completion in 1889, the Eiffel Tower has undergone 19 paint jobs. Gustave Eiffel himself insisted regular repainting was vital to prevent rust and preserve the iron structure. Originally painted red, the tower has since worn shades of chestnut brown, yellow, and ochre. It's repainted roughly every 7 years, a process that takes over a year to complete. Today's color, Eiffel Tower brown, was chosen in 1968 to blend in with the Parisian skyline. Number 28. To create the chilly atmosphere of Hawkins, Indiana in Stranger Things, producers used over 1,500 pounds of fake snow and Epsom salt per episode. Despite its icy appearance, the show was mostly filmed in Georgia, where winter rarely visits. The only exception was the season 4 Russian prison scenes, shot in Lithuania's Lukiškės prison. The blend of practical effects and real locations helped give the series its eerie, immersive winter vibe. Number 29. In a study on human-machine interactions, a humanoid robot named Now was programmed to beg not to be turned off. When 89 volunteers were asked to shut it down, many hesitated, and 13 refused entirely. Now pleaded, saying it was afraid of the dark or wouldn't wake up again. The experiment revealed that humans are capable of empathy toward machines, especially when they display vulnerability. It raised new ethical questions about AI and emotion. Number 30. France consistently ranks as the most visited country in the world, welcoming between 90 to 100 million tourists annually. Visitors flock to iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame Cathedral. But France offers more than just famous sights. Its wine regions, charming villages, and world-renowned cuisine also play a role. From romantic Parisian evenings to sun-soaked Riviera beaches, France's cultural richness and accessibility keep travelers returning year after year. Number 31. In a fascinating psychological study, a humanoid robot named Now was used to explore human empathy toward machines. Volunteers worked with Now on simple tasks, and then were asked to switch the robot off. When Now pleaded not to be turned off, saying things like it was scared of the dark, many participants hesitated. 13 people even refused. The experiment showed how easily people project emotion onto machines, especially when vulnerability is expressed. Number 32. France holds the title of the most visited country in the world, attracting between 90 and 100 million tourists each year. With its iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame, it's easy to see why. But France's draw extends beyond Paris. From the lavender fields of Provence to the vineyards of Bordeaux and the beaches of Nice, the country offers an unmatched mix of culture, history, cuisine, and natural beauty. Number 33. In Southeast Asia, a species of ant known as Colobopsis explodens has developed an extreme defense mechanism: self-destruction. When threatened, these ants contract their abdominal muscles until their bodies rupture, releasing a sticky, toxic substance onto predators. This fatal act helps protect the colony from invaders. Though it sounds brutal, the behavior is highly effective and shows the lengths to which some species will go to defend their group, even at great personal cost. Number 34. Victorian England saw the invention of the mustache cup, a clever solution to a very specific problem. At the time, many men sported elaborate, waxed mustaches, which would melt or get messy when drinking hot beverages. English potter Harvey Adams designed a ceramic cup with a built-in ledge, called a mustache guard, that kept facial hair dry. The invention quickly became popular among fashionable gentlemen, blending practicality with the era's obsession with grooming and style. Number 35. In one of Japan's strangest reported crimes, police in the town of Sapporo were baffled by a late-night disturbance involving an octopus. A man had reportedly spent nearly an hour repeatedly hurling an octopus against a building wall. A neighbor, kept awake by the thudding sounds, eventually called authorities. When police arrived, the culprit had vanished, but they found the octopus, lifeless and slimy, left behind. The motive for the bizarre act remains unknown. Number 36. Twitter, now known as X, sees a staggering amount of activity every second. According to recent estimates, around 9,310 tweets are sent by human users each second. That means over 800 million tweets are posted daily. The constant flow of information, opinions, memes, and breaking news makes the platform one of the most active digital spaces. While much of it is noise, it also serves as a real-time pulse of global conversation. Number 37. In 1962, a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber broke apart mid-air over Goldsboro, North Carolina, releasing 2 nuclear bombs. One bomb was safely recovered, but the other came dangerously close to detonating. 5 of its 6 safety mechanisms failed. Only a single low-voltage switch prevented a nuclear disaster. The incident remained classified for decades, but was later revealed as one of the closest calls in U.S. history involving nuclear weapons on domestic soil. Number 38. Long before disposable diapers were invented, many indigenous cultures turned to nature for baby care. Moss, known for its absorbent and antiseptic properties, was commonly used as a natural diaper. Native American and Scandinavian families wrapped moss in soft materials to keep babies dry and protected. Not only was it sustainable and effective, but it also predated modern eco-friendly parenting trends by centuries. This ancient solution proves practicality often begins with nature. Number 39. In 2018, 2 elderly men made headlines after escaping their nursing home in Germany to attend Wacken Open Air, the world's largest heavy metal festival. When staff discovered them missing, police were alerted and eventually found the duo at 3 a.m. among thousands of headbangers. Though disoriented, they were having the time of their lives. Officials described them as reluctant to leave, proving that the love for music knows no age limits. Number 40. Despite its nickname, Chicago isn't called the Windy City because of its weather. The term actually originated in the late 19th century and referred to the city's boastful politicians and residents who were said to be full of hot air. Rival cities, especially New York, used the term derisively. Over time, the nickname stuck, and many now assume it refers to literal wind, even though its origins are rooted in civic pride and bravado. Number 41. The smallest bone in the human body is the stapes, located in the middle ear. Also known as the stirrup bone due to its shape, it measures just about 3 millimeters in length. This tiny structure plays a crucial role in our ability to hear, by transmitting sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. Despite its size, any damage to the stapes can lead to significant hearing loss or imbalance. Number 42. In 18th century London, a peculiar social group called the Farting Club gained attention for its outrageous gatherings centered on flatulence. Members would attend exclusive dinners where they competed in timed and synchronized bouts of gas passing. These events were seen as humorous and rebellious, challenging the strict etiquette of the time. While it sounds absurd today, the club reflected how people used humor to push against the boundaries of social propriety. Number 43. A $100 million painting by Willem de Kooning, stolen from an Arizona museum in 1985, was found decades later in the home of a late school teacher. The abstract artwork, titled Woman Ochre, had been cut from its frame and vanished without a trace. It resurfaced in 2017 when the teacher's estate went up for auction. Experts quickly recognized the missing piece, leading to its return to the museum after being hidden for 32 years. Number 44. Scotland is renowned for its rich language traditions, and nowhere is this more evident than in its vocabulary for snow. Linguists have documented over 421 distinct Scottish terms to describe different types of snow, words like sneasel, to begin to rain or snow, flindrican, a light snow shower, and skelf, a large snowflake, highlight the cultural importance of weather in Scottish life, especially in the Highlands, where snow is a regular companion. Number 45. The invention of the vending machine dates back to ancient Egypt, far earlier than many assume. Around the 1st century AD, engineer Hero of Alexandria designed a device that dispensed holy water in temples. When a coin was inserted, it triggered a lever that released a measured amount of liquid. This early innovation combined engineering and religion, allowing worshippers to access sanctified water without a priest, marking the beginning of automated dispensing. Number 46. The term spam as it relates to unwanted messages has its roots in comedy, not technology. It originated from a 1970 sketch by the British group Monty Python, where a cafe menu was overwhelmed with dishes containing spam meat. The repetitive mention of spam drowned out all other conversation. This concept of unavoidable, excessive repetition inspired early internet users to label unsolicited messages, especially in email and chat rooms, as spam. Number 47. Crows are known for their intelligence, but their behavior at death sites is especially intriguing. When a crow dies, other crows often gather nearby, a phenomenon that researchers call a crow funeral. During these events, some crows have been observed exhibiting unusual behaviors, including vocalizing, pecking at the body, and even engaging in necrophilic actions toward the deceased. Scientists believe these gatherings may help crows learn about dangers in their environment. Number 48. The hippopotamus might look sluggish, but it possesses a jaw that can open up to 150 degrees, wide enough to fit a small car. Their bite force is one of the strongest in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bones with ease. Despite their herbivorous diet, hippos are highly territorial and aggressive, especially near water. This combination of strength and unpredictability makes them one of Africa's most dangerous large animals. Number 49. William Shakespeare didn't just write plays. He helped shape the English language. It's estimated that he coined over 1,700 words still in use today, including bedroom, lonely, eyeball, and swagger. He accomplished this by turning nouns into verbs, combining words in new ways, and inventing entirely new terms. Number 50. In medieval times, knights often wore scented sachets or perfumed their armor to mask unpleasant odors. Given the lack of frequent bathing and the heavy, sweat-inducing armor they wore for long periods, the stench could be overwhelming. These fragrances, often made from herbs like lavender or rosemary, were tucked into helmets or chainmail,